Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disc Golf Examiner. I'm Bryan, your host, and I'm joined today by Brad Schick. Hi, Brad. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Bryan?
Fantastic, because we had a fantastic event at the 2019 Buckeye Classic. Super excited to come out to Columbus and cover this tournament with you, Brad. You were the TD. And a lot of the players that came were from all over. And do you know how many people were signed up?
Yeah, so originally we had, I think it was around 150 after all was said and done, after a couple people dropped out the last minute. But yeah, it was two courses, full fields with a couple of fivesomes to maximize attendance. So it was great turnout.
Yeah, I think we had players from Kentucky. We had players from Pittsburgh, this area. We had people from New York too, I believe.
Yeah, New York. We had some West Virginia, I think Michigan. They were, all over Indiana. We had the surrounding states covered, plus a lot of Ohioans.
And as you see a picture of Brad up on the screen now.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime. We had just such a fun time out there. You guys always do such a good job with your tournaments, Brad. And I just want to thank you for having us out there and making it easier for us to come out there too.
No, I appreciate it. 2 years in a row. That's great. And we loved having you. And I know people appreciated you guys doing the pictures and videos. So yeah, it's always great to have you.
And big thanks to you, but also big thanks to everybody who came out and bought jerky too. We, if you see us out on the tournaments, we do sell jerky to help fundraise and get us out there to more tournaments and get us better equipment throughout the year. So thank you all who came out and bought some black market beef jerky. We have a special group here starting on hole 1. We have at 3 under, we have Nathaniel Shifley. At 4 under, Matt Blakely. 5 under, Ben Creger. We have Sam Lee at 6 under and Corey Ellis at 7 under in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, so the first round was at Hoover at the Reservoir and Brent Hambrick Memorial original course, and these guys just shredded it. Those scores were way better than I ever anticipated them being. Added a lot of OB, and so for these guys to come in and shoot, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 under in a row is just super hot. So we moved over to Alum. We're on hole 1, 18 holes at Alum, and this is the par 5, 750 feet approximately, probably one of the true par 5s on this course. And Corey Ellis was leading off, and I'm not sure what route he just took, but he just got way up there. That's an absolute crush.
Yeah, I had not seen anybody throw that far on this course in the 2 years.
Yeah. It looked like an old Team Force that I gave him when he first joined Team Discraft, and then here's Sam Lee with a tracker, which is a straight flying disc, and he came out quite early, a little bit high, and he's going to find himself way back short of the short tee. And this is Ben Creger, one of our locals in Columbus. Great player, great attitude, always smiling. And
threading through some trees there. He's getting into a pretty interesting position there.
Yeah.
Ben has come out and actually we've covered him at Ironwood in the past. And, he's just a fantastic player. He's got a little bit different game than the rest of the guys here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's Matt Blakely. Matt Blakely throwing a sidearm. He was on the lead card last year, so you might recognize that face and that name. And then Nathaniel Shiftley is another semi-local. We call him local. He's up about 30, 40 minutes north. Not a lot of video coverage. I know he was a little bit nervous, I think, to be on this, but I'm glad that he made it. He's a great player and a really good guy, too. So here you can see this par 5 kind of laying out. They're just now getting out into kind of the open for that landing zone to head over to the red basket. So really, really tough hole if you get out of position like Nate is here. So he got out, enough in the open there to really give himself a chance maybe to get the birdie. But if you for this hole, you're super excited. And Matt with his trusty comment that he threw, I think last year, about 10 times, and I said the same thing. You can see the red basket back there. That's a fabulous shot.
Ben's going to be in a bit of jail on his throw. It looks like he may be going for a roller here. Yep. And just next to the yellow basket there.
Yep, that's not a bad shot. And so this is Corey's drive, which I have never seen this hole threed before. Somebody told me it's been threed one time. This is the farthest drive I've ever seen, with the most unconventional route ever, going in early. And Corey, if you have not seen him throws a mile, and that is up there for eagle, and it will be the first time I've ever seen it threed. So what a great shot for Corey.
Wow. And
this is Sam's third, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like he's throwing his tracker again, if I saw correctly.
Ben's got a straight down the gut shot.
Ben looks like it's Buzz. He's got this Buzz FLX that he loves, and that's a great shot there, giving him a chance for the birdie, I believe.
Looks like Nate's lining up a thumber here.
Yeah, and he, funny enough, he didn't have a great drive, but he had a good out there, so he's actually still got a chance to get that four for get the birdie. And it looks like he put it down there pretty far, so it's a great shot by Nate. And I guess Matt's just probably trying to finesse this up there and just get his birdie and get out, which is it's a great score.
Absolutely.
Sam trying to go for the long birdie. He's a new Discraft team member this year, and he's had a fabulous year already starting out. It's tough to switch your whole bag over, but he kind of came on the scene in early part of 2019 and made the switch, and he's been winning tournaments already and doing well. So here's Corey's eagle putt. So this is
wow,
absolute crush. That's an amazing three. If you haven't played that hole, it's hard to comprehend what he just did. So
that might be the only eagle on this hole on video, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's never been threed, and I've played that course a lot. There were some locals that said they did it like one time when no one was around. It's one of those stories like I caught the biggest fish. I won't mention any names, but I know who you are, and I have not seen it still. So nice birdie by Matt. Par, like I said last year, the five is not gonna kill you. It's one of those holes where a five's not a bad score. I'm sure they wanted fours, but five won't hurt you too bad. So, but Corey just took another 2 strokes from several of them. So
he's got a great lead now.
This is hole 2, 570 foot to the red pin, which is on the left-hand side. This year I decided to add a line across the left side of the fairway. You can't really see it from here. And Corey kicked the right way away from the OB, but he's probably going to find himself in some trouble. But the fairway, if you can't really see it from this angle, but on the left side is actually hole 8 coming the other way. And there was a lot of shots kind of cutting over into each fairway. And I just felt like that was not a great shot, and you shouldn't be rewarded for that shot. And I think it kind of worked out. So here's Matt. That is, wow, that is 425 probably. I mean, just way down there. It's going to give him an easy jump putt into the basket.
Oh, looks like.
Wow.
Yeah, Nate's going to be just over that OB, so he should be safe.
That was a very fortunate kick because he was way out of bounds until that tree kicked him back in.
Okay, good. There's Sam's going to have a nice little skip there at the end.
Yeah, that was almost unfortunate kick, but it still recovered okay. And then Ben throwing the more traditional sidearm, cut it in a little early, but he's going to be perfectly fine. That's a safe play from a local who knows the scores pretty well. Just gives himself about 250 into the basket. So from here, Corey's probably 275 or so, and he's just standing a little flat foot, probably a buzz. Look at this. Just, it's easy to stand there and just throw 275 feet with no effort. Pin high. So Yeah, the basket on the right there's the yellow, and we're playing to red, so still a great throw from where he was.
And Ben was telling me, he's got to play a little bit different type of game than these guys. He doesn't throw quite as far, so his plan is to be more accurate.
Yeah, he's not known for his distance. That was an undertaker, so a fairway driver, but you could see the control he had was just very smooth. Nate, he was kind of cornered over there so he had to throw that roller, but that still probably put him within like 40 feet, which is pretty amazing. And here goes Sam. It looks like a zone, getting away a little bit, but still probably inside 25 feet. And this shows you a 570-foot hole. Matt, he almost could have jump putted that and just had a little 100 and some feet, 130 probably, for the easy birdie.
And Nate has a biker gang behind the basket there, but he's able to pitch up. Looks like a little lower than what he wanted.
Yeah, we had perfect weather. The Friday before, actually the morning before, we had a lot of rain. Course was looking great, really dry. And then that rain just, so close.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, that would have been a great get for Corey, but 4 is not what you're looking for, but he got in a little trouble off the tee. But the course looked great. That rain softened it up, but it still held up really well. So big shout out to all the people that work on the course for sure. Sam trying to save his birdie from about 20, 25. And the Luna spit out a little bit of weak side, didn't commit. And there's Ben with a nice putt. So
great bird for Ben. Nate's going to take his par. Corey's going to take a par as well as Sam. We'll move on to hole 3.
Yeah, not the worst thing in the world. Here's Matt for his little drop-in birdie from about 10, 12 feet. Good birdie. Good start, birdie for Matt, so he's not going quietly. So hole 3 is 380 feet. The red basket is over to the right, which you can't see too much, but it's really hitting this first gap that Matt completely missed there. This bigger window that right there that Creger just hit perfectly. And the basket actually goes right up that way. Ben's going to come in a little short, probably about 40 or 50 feet, but it's just a nice slow turnover. If you have that power sidearm, you can get down there and give yourself a putt.
Corey's going to hit a tree before the disc gets a chance to turn over.
Good lefty hole. I'd expect Nate or Sam to get up in there.
Nate, good tree kick in the direction. Shout out to Bryan Bowman, who's doing the catch cam work today.
Yeah, big thanks to Bryan for making the trip. I think this was his first year. He didn't come last year, but It's great to have him out. It was a lot of fun. So everybody came up short, looking like no birdies here. And if you get caught up back here, you can easily take a 4. The green's pretty guarded. Matt put a good move on that. He's going to give himself a look.
Sam here is probably about a good 50 feet from the basket here, but he's going to give it a good run. And, oh, wow.
Holy moly.
There's an examination for you. Great putt. Fantastic.
Sam he's such a good player. He just was coming off of a big win last weekend with a huge field in Lexington. Corey trying to give it a shot, but there's a little bit of a hanging tree there that sticks out. Nate. Oh.
That just shows you how far away that basket was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ben's probably inside 50. It looked a lot shorter from the tee, but he's got just such a tricky putt. It's tough angle to see from there, but it's definitely a tough one.
A lot of trees can get in your way down that way.
Mm-hmm. Good save by Matt.
So Sam looks like he's gaining a stroke on everyone.
Mm-hmm. It's a great birdie.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to hole number 4.
Yeah, tough hole. Straight, you have to be just straight as can be. It's 355, and that's a great shot. You can get some ground action skipping around through there. this fairway always gets a little muddy just from the rain. And I mean, that straight shot that Matt just threw, I don't know if that was as common again, but that's about as good as you can throw it, just straight. If you get off a little early and get kicked into the woods, it's scramble in time for 4. This was actually my last hole.
It's definitely an easy hole to catch a couple strokes on.
Oh, wow. Corey's in big trouble.
And
way early.
Nate's threading through some trees. Good out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very fortunate. Ben's on the edge, too, so it shouldn't be too devastating.
He should get up and down from here. It's just, 150 to 200 feet, so that was a good up there.
Yeah, Corey isn't in trouble here. But threads it out. It's out onto the fairway. Gonna have a long look at this putt. Very tight wooded, and that disc went straight forever.
Wow. Nate to have the miracle too. That would have been amazing after hitting that left side all the way through.
Yeah.
This is Ben to save his 3. Not today. You can see the screen, just it's in rough shape.
Sam definitely had to wade his way out to it. Picking up, wow, another birdie.
Wow. That's a really good 2 to get. I mean, it's really tough. You can see the water right back there. That's a huge save by Corey to not lose 3 strokes potentially to Sam. So just tied it up. Yeah.
Tied up, yeah.
Matt parking it. Super drive there for Matt.
He'll be catching up here too. 7 under. It's getting real close.
And Ben, yeah, that's not what he wanted there. So here goes Sam. He's thrown that tracker really well.
Now, hole 5 is one of my favorite holes on this course.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. It's 610 feet. The first shot's really a placement shot unless you really want to get greedy. These guys are just trying to get out into the open. We typically play the red pin on this hole, but the water was just so high from that rain that we decided to move it over to the yellow basket, which it's still a challenging hole. I mean, there's no taking it away. And you'll see as they approach into the green. A 3 is definitely a great birdie, but the red basket's just a little tougher. So didn't want to see a bunch of people losing their discs. It was like 4 feet off the edge of the water and just didn't seem like the right thing to do. So those first 4 all great throws. Corey appears to be going a little too far right unless he got a kick out. But you can see that yellow basket, and it looks like it's about a foot off the edge. It actually gives you about 15 to 20 feet, maybe tops, and then it's gone. So, and the water was so high and kind of muddy that you weren't getting it back, unfortunately. So
Matt's playing a real hard
sit.
Oh, looks like it's okay.
Yeah, it's so deceiving. If here comes zone again from Sam. And Sam just showed up that morning and played Hoover blind.
Oh, that's right. He had never played Alum either.
Yeah, and so to walk up and be on the lead card just shows you that he's got game.
Yeah.
And if he did miss,
oh no,
yeah, that looks like
Nate's definitely OB there. And Corey's giving a good run. Just skipped past, into the water.
Wow.
Burnett will be unfortunate. So,
whoa.
Yeah, they're definitely risking it all for those discs.
That shows you how close it is. 15 feet may be generous. It might be a little less than that. But that was actually the basket that wasn't as dangerous. That was a huge save by Nate to not drop another stroke. Sam is just rolling now. Corey. Good save by Corey. 4's not gonna crush your spirit too much, but he had a great drive, and I'm sure he's not real happy about that. These first 6 holes, I mean, if you can get through these first 6 holes, they're the teeth of the course. And there's not a lot of room for error, and you could take big numbers really, really fast.
For sure.
Great shot by Matt.
So we'll go ahead and move on to hole number 6, which is a par 4. And this is another one of my favorite holes on the course. I'm sorry. Every time I play here, no matter how windy it is, I want to throw this hole. It's so much fun.
Yeah, the water is way up right now. It's 515 feet, but the carry, if you get really, really, if you play really safe, you can carry that water. It's probably about 300 feet. If you get really greedy and try to go further, it's more like 400, 350 to 400. So out where Bryan is standing, you can see him. That's probably about 350 or more to get there, and they're cutting it off in a little early just to make sure they cross that water, get themselves in bounds, and give themselves a chance to birdie. But if you do happen to throw it out a little wide and not get across, there's a drop zone on the short tee, which, so you're not just sitting there throwing over and over and over in like 10 cups. So, but it's a scary hole. It's not a hole I'd want to play as a lefty, I can tell you that. But
speaking of which, Nate's going to throw a great drive up there, up onto the, yeah, fantastic.
That's a scary shot.
Yes.
And Corey definitely doesn't have to worry about the distance. It's more about his angle probably coming in. He has a cannon.
A little unlucky there, but a hell of a shot.
And that won't hurt you much at all. So 5 safe drives. This plays as casual. It's just a little area that, with that rain we had, it seemed like 1.5 inches of rain. I don't know how much an inch actually was, but it's just so hard to drain, and that just fills right up. So never did see where he ended up. Great shot.
It's going to have a bit of a putt from there. Looks like he may have some trees in his way.
It's probably still 25 short. It doesn't look like it, but it really is a lot further than you think. And I'm not sure what Corey had there. He must have had a lot more trouble than it looked like, because he really tried some trick shot there. But Sam's still rolling, looking like he's on the birdie train.
And Corey is just going to make the putt. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you do that, it doesn't matter where you are. That was a 35 at least, so it's a great save.
Nate with a great putt for his bird.
Big save. Nice,
Great.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben with the bird. Oh,
So if that is 5 birdies, I'm really impressed, which I believe my math is correct. That is
you're correct.
That's amazing.
Everybody got a bird.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Which actually, Sam's going to be in the lead here now.
Yeah, Sam he's just birdied like 4 or 5 holes in a row. He's on fire. So this hole's 200. It's maybe a little further. I think I might have given you the wrong distance. It says 260, but it plays more like 320. There's a longer pin, so you're basically throwing back there at Bryan along the bathroom. Exactly what Matt just did, and that is absolutely perfect. The concrete on the bathroom plays out of bounds, but Matt, I don't know, I didn't see what he threw, but that was the absolute perfect line. And Ben is such a hard throw. I mean, these guys are making it look really easy, and that's exactly why they're on the lead card.
It looks like Nate's going to clip a branch and wind up in a little bit of a mess over to the left. Corey, clipping a tree and going left as well.
That's trouble. I mean, they're in deep right now. So right now you're thinking, how can I manage to save my par? That's kind of why I decided to play the longer pin, just because there's a little more trouble. But, Corey's trying to get himself into the circle, and it looks like he probably did there. So that was a spectacular upshot.
Well, Nate's drive looked like it carried a little bit further. That's the thing with his throws. They seem to, if they clip the branch or whatever the case is, it seemed to go puncture through. Like it really had a really nice carry to the way that he threw.
These guys, and they're just putting. And Sam has birdied, I think, like 5 holes in a row, which is insane. And Matt as well. Wow. Corey and Sam planned their wardrobe. Apparently, they're wearing the same shirt, so that's cute.
Sam is an absolute beast right now with 5 birdies in a row.
Yeah, he's got a 2-stroke lead. I mean, Corey's just trying to save himself with that par. So here's that line coming back. So if you remember hole 2, oh, wow.
And that's going to be OB.
So, yeah, that's the line. And I'm sure Sam is not thrilled about that line. He didn't know it wasn't there last year, but it's to really keep people off of hole 2's fairway. And Matt's struggling too. This is one of the birdie holes. I mean, they're birdieing all the their hard holes. This is the one that, you know, you should be getting. Looks like Ben's put a good move on that. A little short.
Yeah, a little outside the circle there. Nate playing a great line here. And that is absolutely barked. Wow.
Yeah, he split those trees. I don't know. I'm guessing he wasn't trying to split them, but you know what? The final shot is all that matters. So that's perfect. Nice shot for Corey there to get back on track. So Sam's looking at 4 and Corey's looking at 2. And Matt is finally human as well. That's a bad break for Sam. So, I mean, he just had all the momentum going, and that just kind of takes it out of you because it wasn't really a bad shot. He just hit that tree and had a bad roll. So he's the kind of player, though, that could really pull himself back out of it.
Yeah, and you could, huge
Ben.
putt there, Ben.
Yeah, it's outside the circle for sure. So it was a huge birdie, and he knows he's picking up strokes on the leader too. So
That's right. Sam going to take that bogey. And Matt, this will be for his par.
all right, tightening up. And Corey's picking up the bird. So it's funny how, I mean, that's the thing about this course is that, you know, you can have a 2 or 3 stroke swing on almost every hole out here. It's just that kind of challenge.
Yeah.
And a good birdie from Nate as well.
Drop in birdie.
So hole 9, this is 365 feet carrying the water. There's a, oh no, Ben.
Yep.
Holy moly. So that's trouble. I don't know where he ended up.
We have a 3-way tie for the lead, by the way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And a
Nate
4th guy just 1 stroke back.
Mm-hmm. That's not going to work. Get through it all. Okay. So he got through a lot of it. This red basket's up on an elevated old tree stump, and it makes those 20-footers feel like 35-footers, and those 40-footers feel like, 70-footers. Oh, no, Matt.
You know, this is what happened last year. This hole always takes a victim, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like hole 9 is one of the hardest holes on the course, and it seems to always take some strokes away from several players, if not all of them.
I mean, Matt's not even able to even go over the OB because he's in such a bad spot. So he's still, 300 feet away, crossing OB, and I mean, he's got his work cut out for him to even save a bogey, and that's not going to cut it.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Finally going to find his way up there now with that throw. Ben, catching a tree, making a far putt there. Looks like not quite. Corey's second shot is right off the bottom of the cage.
Baskets are never safe with him, man. He's going at him.
And that was a pretty good run there by Nate as well.
Sam for the really tough birdie. This is probably about 45 feet, but he's running it.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That was inches away.
Yeah, and he would have had about 6 out of 7 birdies with that one if it dropped. And this is one of those tweener holes, like a 3 you don't even really feel bad about. It's rarely 2'd, but it can be. But, the par on this one is kind of touchy. There's more 4s than 2s, and Ben just flipping his disc in with them pulling discs out. He's just going for it. So,
and it really mixed up the score there. The 3-way tie for first is now two-way tie. And Nate, this is hole 10. This is a par 3. It's very, it's close, but it feels like it's so far away.
Yeah, that was a pretty good shot by Nate. It's it's just real touchy, and it's a fast green, and there's 10 to 12 feet around. The backside is all water. Corey needs to hit. Yeah, I think that was trouble no matter what, but that probably just kept it in bounds. Sam never throwing this course. I'm a little curious what he's trying to do here.
He tried for a sidearm, hit a stump there.
Ben's thrown this hole about 1 million times, so I expect this to be perfect, which it is. Great shot.
Matt, same thing, looks like. Oh, it catches the tree and rolls a little bit, actually.
Yeah, it's one of those holes, like you always feel like you come up short on it because you are not wanting to be too aggressive. I mean, Sam and those guys that's probably 40 feet short.
And you got that OB right behind the basket. Wow, just the cojones right now. Yeah, very, very strong putts. And Matt looks like he might have a run from probably about 35, 40 feet.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you miss, you could easily go OB.
And stays in bounds.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It makes you think about every little putt. And then Nate here is only about 20 feet away, but that tree is really guarding it well, so he's stretching.
That left-handed putt. Oh, he right off the top, too. Wow.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's one of those where he's picking up a stroke on almost the whole field except for Ben. It's a great comeback by Ben.
Yeah, fantastic.
He's always smiling, though. He's fun, so much fun to play with. I mean, even if he takes a double bogey or a bogey, he might get mad for a second, but he's right back to smiling and rooting everyone on. So I'm sure you saw a good card with good sportsmanship, and these guys are all friends too, so that helps. But
yeah, they were all a ton of fun to cover. You'll see it later, but it's just a good group of guys to cover. I've got to cover all of them except for Sam and Nate before, so it's really good to see some new faces as well as some friendly old ones. Not that they're old.
See if you get Matt here. I bet you $1 he closes his eyes when he putts it. Watch. Here he goes.
Yeah, there he did it. He did it.
Not as bad, but it's amazing. He closes his eyes every time he putts, and you can't figure it out. So I like to watch him go in.
Yeah.
This is a good hole, 340-foot long, a little hyzer. You gotta play that straight line and then have it kind of slowly fade out. If you're a righty, for Nate and Sam, they're probably going to be throwing sidearm, but the water absolutely comes into play on the drive as well as the putt. And if you really get lucky and thread one all the way through, you can get up to the basket. It's not tooed all that often, but it definitely can be. But this is one I feel like the majority of these guys are just saying, "Let me get my 3 in, just move on."
Except Corey, it looks like.
That's the shot.
Oh, wow.
That's sick.
Oh my gosh.
That's just absolutely sick. And that looked like a buzz, which is even more funny.
Sam looks like he's going to clip an early tree as well.
Yeah, that's tough.
Right.
Tough from back there.
He might have a look down the gap, though, from there. So we'll see. Matt. Oh.
Tough shot, too. Yeah. He's going to find himself in a world of hurt. So this looks like he has buzz. He's just probably going to try to get one turn and let it fight back there. You can't, if you go more than did it stop? Hopefully. If you go more than 12 feet behind the basket, again, on this hole, it's water. So just always something to think about. And here's Ben with his FLX buzz again, which he throws so well. Wow,
look at that.
That's just good, Ben. That's just
how.
No trees anywhere. Matt's in trouble.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's just not much there. You kind of have to get it started and then just kind of hope. There's
so many little trees sticking up there. That's the thing. Like I don't know if the disc even fit through.
No, and from this angle, I mean, Nate has actually got the right idea. He's actually going back to the fairway instead of trying all those little trees. And I don't know if Matt just didn't have that angle or not, but that's probably would have been a smarter play if he could have fit a disc the other way. So he's still got a putt, but that tree was in the way. So now he's even got more work to do.
See if Sam's Luna is going to treat him well on this one. Oh, I hope it stops. Okay, all right.
It would have been a really good save. So Matt, what is this for? This is probably for his 4.
Yeah, this is yeah, okay, all right.
Wow.
There you go.
That was a heck of a save because that could have turned into a big number. And here's Corey, which is just, again, you don't see this twoed very often.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Picking up strokes,
Absolutely.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's showing off his disc there. That's just amazing. Wow.
Good 3 by Nate. Nothing wrong with that. There's Ben just sneaking through a 1-foot gap. And so Corey's picking up a lot of strokes. So now he goes up by 2 on Sam and 3 on Ben and kind of separating himself. So we're off to hole 12, 360 foot. And this is just really piping it right through this first gap. And Corey had a little too much hyzer. And he's going to find himself way back. And I believe Ben's throwing the Thrasher, but I can't remember if that's his Thrasher or not. But he got far enough down there where I think he's going to be okay and be able to manage to get his par.
Look, see, that's the type of penetration I'm talking about. Nate, whenever he throws that disc, he's still able to get a few more feet after the disc hits something. It's just amazing.
And Sam has one of the most, I mean, he throws that sidearm so hard. I believe that was actually a machete that he turned over, and the torque that he puts on the thing to actually turn it. I mean, the disc fought back, but to even turn a machete like that just takes so much power. Matt throwing a great shot, getting way down there. You can see how hard Corey has to throw this to try to get down there, and he
just hit a tree and then hit way right.
Yeah, he's in trouble again. Yeah, just scooting it on down there, playing for par.
Nate will be up there as well, and looks like Sam's gonna be pitching up towards the basket. Oh, and another tree.
Wow.
Oh.
He's not happy about that one, I'm sure.
Looks like Corey will be putting.
That's a huge miss by Sam because he just gave a couple away to Corey, and that was a good opportunity for him because Corey is pretty much getting a 4 at best at that point. So I'm sure Sam is steaming on that one. Matt for the 2, pick up strokes.
Oh, no. So close. Corey's outside the circle here, I believe. Let's take a closer look. Oh, no. Right off the basket.
So they're bringing Ben right into this. I mean, Ben for his 3, picking up 2 strokes on Corey and another one on Sam. These guys just don't want it. They keep giving it back. Good save by Nate.
And unfortunately, Corey's going to take that double bogey, which turns this into a much more interesting round here.
Yeah, it's final 6 here.
Wow. Just everything about this final 9 so far, final 9 holes has just been like tearing away at this.
Yeah, this hole 13 is a really tricky hole. It's 300 feet, and Ben has kind of sawed it off a little early. It's a really touchy green with a lot of elevation, and the water, it sounds like a broken record, but not far past this one is the water's edge and easy to go out of bounds. So a lot of these putts are looking at 40, 50 feet. On any normal green, you would just run them like nothing, but this one you're going to see a lot more people laying up.
I think Matt
he needs to stop.
over a little bit too much. Ugh.
Yeah, that's about 50 feet too far.
So Matt's going to take the OB stroke there. Sam looks like he's playing one right down the center.
Another buzz. That was so pretty too.
Yes,
That's the one to miss there, and he would have given himself definitely a circle's edge putt probably.
Corey's going to fit through a gap. Okay. He's going to be quite some ways away from the basket there, but
this gives you an idea of the screen. So they're now playing for, let me just get it close, because that slope, you can't really run it unless you just have big cojones, as you said.
Right.
and
Sam.
Wow.
Holy
Sam
cow.
just doesn't lay up. So
he does not. Could have cost him something big, but looks like we got Matt up next, and he's playing for what everybody else is playing for, par, and he's going to take it, even with the OB
save. Yeah, it's a good save. I mean, he lost the stroke into the water, but to manage to just get your par is not too much damage. I don't think no one else tooed it, so actually didn't even lose a stroke to the card.
Sam for his par. Right in. So hole 14. It's another par 3.
Yeah, it's 325 feet. It's really just a sneaky hole. You have to get around that big tree. Ben's pulled it a little bit to the left, but sometimes you can sneak through. But the shot is kind of just around that big tree, having it stand up, just like that's pretty good. You miss that tree and you're kind of out there, but it's a tough one. It's not tooed all that often. Easy to ford if you get caught up early. And that's going to be tough over there.
That's a far kick.
You got to keep it lower on some of these holes, because if you do hit something, which is almost inevitable, you don't have as far to kick. So these guys are all struggling. Let's see what Corey's got. He's probably throwing his buzz again. Just a nice, easy, slow turn. Got a nose up too.
Oh. Had a loose branch up there that just knocked him down. And
got to slow down. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, this green is sloped seriously down, so if you don't get it down fast, you're going to be 30 feet past it down at the bottom of the hill, putting back up at it. Oh no, Nate. Looked like he rushed those a little bit.
Matt's gonna hit a tree there before he gets to the basket.
The crazy thing, Nate hasn't really been playing his greatest golf, but he still was only 3 strokes out of the lead until this hole, and now he's just kind of shot himself out of it, which is unfortunate. You see Ben just playing it real safe.
Ben's being real cautious with this. He's making sure his throws are where they need to be, not so much trying to blast it down the fairway or anything. It's really interesting to see Ben take that far.
Yeah, as I say, he's played this course way more, obviously, than these guys, because they're not from around here. This is it's just such a tough course when you don't know it. So these guys probably thought they were close to the basket, and as I said a minute ago, they roll 30, 40 feet down the hill, and now they're really struggling. So,
still even a good run there at it.
And Corey's down there too. Wow.
Yeah, they both made it down the hill. Oh, right there.
Yep. So Ben just playing for par is getting strokes on 2 holes in a row, which is just not typical for Corey and for Sam. They're just, I don't know, struggling a little bit. That
like
stings.
Gonna take that double bogey, unfortunately.
That stings.
Yeah. But this has changed everything in the scoring, in that we now have Ben and Corey tied for the lead. Ben sneaking up behind, playing it safe, and
That's a perfect shot there. This is 425 feet, but that circle there that you just saw is out of bounds. So you have to be either on the island or before the island. Matt is in a world of hurt over there. His force did not stand up. And this looks like that same machete that Sam's throwing, and he's just torquing over, and then watch this thing fight back.
Wow.
And he has so much power. That is a huge shot. It's 425 feet, but it's uphill, and you rarely see people get all the way down there. Oh my gosh.
How about that?
Yeah.
That one tree stump in the fairway. That's all it takes.
We tried to move that, but it weighed like 6,000 pounds, and then we decided we just are going to make it an obstacle.
There you go.
Matt is going to have a really hard save for his par. There's just not much there. Yeah, he's kind of doomed.
And that's a beautiful upshot there.
Yeah, it gives him a little 20-footer. I'm sure Corey was thinking birdie on this hole. You know, if anyone has the arm, it's Corey on this course for a hole like this. But now it's just get your 3 and get out. I have not seen this hole tooed in a tournament either.
Yeah,
not to say that it hasn't, but it's just rare. It's a huge drive by Ben. I don't know if he's throwing that thrasher, but whatever he is, he's just putting a little hyzer on it and it's just going.
Well, Sam's our closest look at that birdie, and we know that he can make huge putts.
Mm-hmm. He's probably about 40 or 45 feet, maybe.
Oh,
wow.
Right off the top. Oh, man. Wow.
That would have been huge, too.
Yeah. Nate for his par. And I think Corey and Ben are going to do a little synchronized putting here for their pars. Because they're all tied up. They want to do it at the same time.
Matt, another bogey. It's kind of starting to add up for Matt. He's given away too many here at the end. There's not a lot of holes left to make up strokes. This is one. It's 240, and it's one you are on the tee thinking you have to two this hole because there's just so few twos on this course. Ben has not really given himself any opportunity. He's probably going to have about 150 or more to the pin. And there's a lot of different ways to go with this. You can go the route Sam just did. You can go even wider than that, or you can go right up the middle. There's several shots. It's like Corey's taking the same line that Sam just did.
Oh, and Corey's going straight up. That tight gap. And
oh, wow.
Yep, he's there.
That's perfect. Like a Buzz or Buzz OS or something. It was pretty stable. Nate's going wide. This is a route a lot of the locals take. It looks like it doesn't look like there's much there, but quite honestly, it's he caught one of the hanging trees there. Nate's just having no good luck, but that route is actually really pretty open. And Matt's going the same route as just trying to follow what Corey did. A little bit too much turn. So these guys are really struggling coming down the stretch. I think it's when you start to see that it's a couple holes left, it's tight, and all these strokes start to matter so much. And Ben is really putting some pressure on himself now because he's got Corey sitting there inside 25 feet. Ben's probably got a longer par putt than Corey has a birdie putt. Good try by Nate.
And still Sam is only one stroke back. I mean, I don't think you can count him out yet.
Oh, no. Not the way he putts.
No. And Matt is...
Here's a close your eyes. This is a good view.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I just can't get enough of it.
You're right. He does. It's true.
I love it.
He actually warned me before the round that he does that. This is a big putt for Sam here.
Yeah, he's probably 30 feet. He's been high on the last couple.
Ah, just a little bit to the right there.
Come on, Ben.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a huge save.
That is tremendous, because then that means that if Corey makes this putt, there's only one stroke between them. Yep.
It's a good save, because you don't want to be down 2 with 2 left against Corey Ellis, I can tell you that. Especially on a hole, one of them is just throw super far and benefit, it's definitely a benefit for Corey. But anything can happen. I mean, there's a lot of OB 18. There's a ton of things that can happen as well. So we're a long ways from home.
So we'll go ahead and move on to hole number 17, which is a par 3. You got some big OB on the right-hand side for that road.
Yeah, it's 450. That white car in the background is kind of in line with the basket. Or that motorcycle. It kind of, you can see the red basket. Corey just crushed one down there. And it's probably right next to the short basket. So that's an easy 3. So Ben's thinking he's got to just play for his 3 here and get out and maybe see what happens on 18. Because Ben just doesn't have the arm to get to red, most likely. That's a good safe shot there. Sam is throwing the sidearm, which surprises me.
He's going to crush that one. Oh, the tree looked like it caught it, and it's going to be way short there, I think.
Yeah. I think if Sam had played this course more, he would have. I think more times than not, the more times than not, he would throw a backhand there and park that thing because he's got the arm. I just don't think he probably felt as comfortable as. You see what Nate did. If you come out a little early at the left side, left-handed shot, you're out in the road. So it's probably a little bit of a safety shot.
Matt, this looks like it's carrying far. I think he's going to be safe there.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is about a 110-foot up shot. Oh, wow.
It's going to be
Good try.
Interesting putt from there for Ben.
Corey's next to the yellow basket. Just playing safe with his 1-stroke lead.
Wow. Yep. It's going to come to rest just past the basket there. And Sam is, you got to think that he's going for this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a choice. He's got to go birdie. And he pulled it a little bit.
He's going to wind up in that ditch as well, which is casual, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a good up by Matt.
So Corey taking his par, and this will be for Sam's par.
Yeah, it's a little tricky down there. It could be sloppy and probably 20, 25 feet.
And he nails it.
Good putt. He's such a smooth putter. I mean, he's had a couple high putts today, but Ben is breakdancing in the background. I don't know what he was doing.
Sometimes you get a little excited during a round,
He's having fun. He's struck out of the lead with 1 hole left. And he's playing well. I mean, he said that was one of his best rounds at Hoover in the morning that he's ever played. So it's awesome to see. And
let's pay hole 18 some respect too, because it is not an easy hole to finish off on.
No, it's definitely tough.
Everybody, high fives. They brought me in on the high fives, handshakes. Good to cover these guys. A lot of fun.
Yeah, so this is 345. There's 5 different ways you can go. You can see the right gap. Corey typically takes this right-handed gap at the backhand and just kind of plays it safe and tries to get out there and hyzer in. The more aggressive line, there's a sidearm line on the left, but there's just a lot more trouble. But it's also more direct, and you can get to the pin if you can hit it. Corey had 1 to miss, and now he's in some muck, and he's way back. I mean, you can see he's only probably about 75 or 80 feet off the tee. So Ben is advantage Ben potentially if he can get one down there.
Oh, no.
And he did not. So Sam, who knows?
Yep. This has got to be a Hail Mary of some type here.
Yeah, I mean, if he twos and they bogey, he's in.
He's taking a fantastic gap there. We saw it last year.
Yeah, he was close. If he missed it one more tree, he was right there.
We did see a birdie, I believe, on this one last year. So it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's definitely there. I threw my best drive ever on this hole during the round, and it was like 4 feet away. So it was just one of those, like, you know, it's possible. There you go, Nate.
Yeah.
That's a great throw. So here's Corey. He's way back, and he's probably got 3 or 4 different lines he can take, but I'm sure he's just taking his most confident line and trying to stay focused on it.
And it looks like, oh no, looks like he caught a tree. He's up there. He's definitely doesn't look like he's in putting range, but
yeah,
he might have a nice chance to be up there. And Ben with a great upshot. He's up by the basket.
That was pretty fortunate because it didn't look like he was going to be that close. Kind of hit something right at the end, but that was a tough shot. So good for him. Sam is just barely over the OB. This is the hole that Matt was struggling on the way in. So you can see how those holes kind of cross over close by.
And Matt's going to have a very long putt here. He's giving it a good run and just a few feet low.
Yeah,
but great upshot.
It's a good 3. I mean, when you're out there, that's pretty much all you can do. So here's Corey. He's got to make this to
par.
Yeah, he's got to make this to win.
So it looks like it was a great line to the basket, but that means that if Ben can make his next putt, he and Corey will be tied.
Little playoff?
Wow, playoff. And
that was a good par by Sam.
There's Ben for his
par. He was park.
And there's Corey taking the bogey. So they're ready to go into a playoff. However, we got to stop and do some calculating first. Right after we get Matt's final drop-in putt there for his par. It's great covering Sam, Matt, and Nate. They were fantastic players. And we're going to do some calculation here. Looks like Brad and Zach are getting the scores in. And then we have a 3-way final. Looks like Scott Burnett has come in at 8 under par as well. So we have a 3-way.
So he was on the second or third card and came back and shot a hot round. So good for Scott.
Fantastic. Yeah.
He's a solid player from over near Dayton. So nice 3-way action. Let's go.
Yeah, we're starting off on hole 1.
Yeah,
which is that par 5. This is the hole that Corey eagled.
Yeah. Corey's probably like, let's go, let's play it. I got that hole wired.
Yeah.
So Scott's over on that left side way short, so that's not where you want to be for sure. Ben's just trying to do what he did the last round, which looks like he's absolutely pured again. Great shot. That's actually better than the first round, so advantage Ben right now.
Oh no. Looks like Corey caught a tree that time.
Yeah. That's not where you want to be.
Oh, huge flare skip there for Scott.
Yeah, that's a great place to land. That's where Corey was in 1 the last round. Now Scott's there in 2, but see what Corey can do to get out of this. Yikes.
I think Corey's going to hope for a big Anheuser here, up and over. And looks like he's down a little bit.
Yeah, this just shows you how hard this hole is. That just shows you what a 3, how silly that is. I mean, it's just such a hard hole.
Ben for his second shot.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Wow.
Great shot. That's great to be in 2 right there. He's looking good.
And the crowd that came out was totally pro Ben. I cannot tell you enough. Yeah. Everybody was cheering for Ben. That he's the local guy, and people were really hoping, cheering for him out there.
Yeah, I mean, Scott and Corey have won tons of tournaments. Ben is he's been so close so many times, and I know he's won a couple of tournaments in B tiers and some C tiers, but this is this first place payday of $750. There's a lot of nerves riding on it. There was a huge competitive field of 40 plus open players, so I think everyone that played in it was really anxious to try to win this one. It's just it was a good one. So
got a little bit of a gallery following us now, and Corey's definitely in some trouble here. I believe this is for his 4.
Yeah, he needs to make it. He knows he does.
Yeah.
That might be the end for him.
Yeah.
Actually, that might have been for his 5.
I think that was for his 5. Now that I think
this is for Ben's 4, and then Scott is still putting for 4, I believe. So they make this. They're putting the heat on each other. So he's got to drop in 5. Scott, this is for Scott's 4 to win.
And just past the basket. Wow. Here we have Corey. He's going to take his 6.
Yeah, that's probably going to be
third play.
Yeah, that's a bummer for Ben because he was up there in 2, and I'm sure he's wishing he could have just put it away right there because the that third upshot was not great. So he's still alive though.
The gallery moves on to hole number 2, which is the par 4, the near 600-foot hole, and we'll just play with Ben and Scott now, trying to decide who's going to win the 2019 Buckeye Classic. And Scott's going to throw his drive way. That's over the OB. Oh, no. And Brad, I think the OB ends right around there.
So I can't tell you where that is, but I know the OB cuts around that big concrete block and goes up to the road. So he's either right on the line out of bounds or he's really close inbound. So it doesn't actually end; it just cuts over. So Ben laying there in 2 or in 1. Now he's got his FLX buzz again that he loves, and yeah, he's probably 15 to 20 feet tops. So
here you can see the OB line. The disc is inches from the OB line where it landed.
That's good. However, he is in a horrible spot. I mean, there's almost nothing over there. So I'm sure Ben's probably
you can see
pretty good. Yeah, I mean he's got nothing.
There's nothing there. I mean, he's this is not his home course either, so it's definitely interesting to see what he's going to be able to do here with a roller. It looks like.
Wow.
And Bryan is going to roll right past Bryan and curve back. Oh, but that's probably what like.
Yeah, I mean it's probably. I mean it's like 80 plus feet. I mean it's pretty good with what he had, but I mean I'm sure like.
You can tell he's very frustrated with his lie. He just is trying to get comfortable, trying to figure out how to get the putter up there.
Yeah, I mean you can't even really see the tree line. I mean he's got low hanging branches in front of him, and then there's stuff on the right up a little further. So, I mean this is not good.
You're going to go with a kneeling putt. And wow!
Unreal.
Wow. That is unbelievable. Scott Burnett with an 80-plus foot putt.
Wow.
To tie with Ben again and take this to the third hole in our playoffs here. Wow.
And Ben's got to be, that's just totally just defeating. I can't imagine what is going through his head right now. He's probably thought it was all but over.
Yeah. And this is a really tough hole for this to go. So, I mean, it really can with Scott's drive here, though. Wow. Parking, well, not so much parking, but he's within probably 10 feet of the hole there.
Yeah, well, he's probably like 20 or 20, a little over 20. It's farther than it looks, but yeah, it's definitely a great shot. And Ben has a great sidearm, so hopefully he can, oh man.
He's going to have to get it up to the basket here and hope that Scott misses his putt. Oh, but wow. Ben's upshot hits the bottom of the cage. And look, you're right. We do have about a 20-foot putt here for Scott. So,
but it's all the nerves. Yeah, it's all the nerves. I mean, it's not.
And Scott nails it. Wow. There he is.
Great ending.
There's Scott Burnett, the 2019 Buckeye Classic champion. Taking first place, Ben Creger in second place, and Corey Ellis in third.
Wow. What a great ending.
Yeah, right? Like, that was absolutely unbelievable. I know he was absolutely blown away. As you see, we walk away, he was just having the time of his life after that. I mean, that was unbelievable ending, and congratulations to Scott Burnett for a sensational final playoff there.
Yeah,
and it was great to cover him that day.
That was just a huge ending. I can't even believe that. I was over there doing scores, and I heard some screaming and yelling, but I had no clue what was taking place. So great camera work as always.
Yeah, and these guys were just so much fun to cover. I had a ton of fun. I know Bryan and Ellis also had a bunch of fun whenever we were out there. So I want to say again a very special thank you to you again, Brad, for helping us get out there and to cover the tournament, and everybody who bought jerky and everything like that.
Yeah, I have to absolutely thank Discraft for all their support at this event. Yeah. They gave us a lot of support, and I definitely want to thank Lucky Disc Golf for some of the support they gave on the AM side as well. So
yeah. Well, hey guys, I want to thank you again for joining us for this broadcast, and I also want to remind you to please, if you enjoy this broadcast, come say hi to us if we're at a tournament near you, or hey, if you can't, we're also have a Patreon page that we just started up. We're looking for anybody who would be interested. There's several tiers and levels to join. You can get different types of apparel and items that we'll have set up for you. So if you're interested in joining, becoming a Disc Golf Examiner patron, head on over to the link in the description and you can become one. So, Brad, is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
No, I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate the sponsors, all the competitors, and looking forward to next year. Last year or this year, it filled in like 2 or 3 hours, 150 some spots. We had 40 some on the wait list. So I'm not sure what else to do. I don't really want to split the weekends up. So if you're interested in playing next year, keep your eyes open, and we'll look forward to it. Thanks again for coming, Bryan.
Yeah, absolutely. It was our pleasure, and I guess I'll see you at the next tournament you're out at.
Thanks. Sounds good.
All right. Until next week, guys, keep banging those chains.